Now, have you ever been so passionate about an idea that you would go to any length to make sure it becomes a reality? Well, we know that the advertising fraternity sure has their share of crazy stories. After all, they aren't called madmen for nothing. So this week on our segment, My Confessions, we've got Josy Paul, BBDO India's Chairman and Chief Creative Officer, spilling the beans on the craziest thing he's ever done in his career to sell an idea. And trust me, his stories are truly crazy.
Hi, I'm Josy Paul. I work as a midwife in BBDO India. What is the craziest thing I've done to sell an idea? Actually, I've done at least 100 crazy things to sell ideas, and almost all of them have worked. But the first one, the one that I'm going to talk to you about, is the very first one that happened to me. When I was a junior copywriter at Ogilvy many years ago, I'd done a film for Philips Star Stereo. It was among my first films. When it came to presenting the final film, I discovered that none of my seniors were with me. They asked me to take that film along with a young, beautiful account executive to Philips. It was a bit frightening because, I was hardly a year and a half into the business. Michelle, my account partner, was just 6 months into the business. So when I presented the film, the board, the whole committee looked at each other and immediately said, "This won't work." My heart sank. I knew this is like make or break for people like me. You're young, you want to make an impression, it's among your first films, and you're very keen that people like it. I ran to the window and I stood on the sill of the window and I said, "I'm going to jump. I'm going to jump because I believe that this is a fantastic film, but I don't think you guys are understanding fully what I'm trying to do. This is for a younger audience. Many of you are senior here. You're not getting what I'm trying to say, what we're doing with this film. And since I cannot, and since you are illogical, I'm going to jump and make an illogical point of view as well. I might break a leg. You better get an ambulance ready." And I then threatened to write a suicide note in front of them. That really scared the bunch of people. Yeah? I suddenly saw the marketing director, who was a very kind man. He sort of came forward and almost like he was dealing with a tiger that had entered the window. He asked everyone behind him to leave the room. And he looked at me and he said, "Son, I love your passion. I think, you really truly believe in what you do. But don't do anything drastic." And he approached me gingerly and said, please step down. And then he kind of, because of his voice, because of what he said and the way he said it, I think I got a little more, to my senses, and I stepped down. And then he said, "Listen, just go back to your office. Let me think about it. I think you made a point." So I left with Michelle and I went back to Ogilvy, and I see when the lift door opens, I see my creative director, Mr. Malik, and he held me by my ears and he took me to his room, holding my ears. And he said, "Listen, I've just got a call from Philips. They've approved your film, but they don't want you back on the account anymore. And I've got 99 more in case anyone wants to know about it. Contact me on josypaul@bbdoindia.in."